Kevin McCullough.
Welcome back to Times Square. Really glad to have you with us. Thank you for being here. Kevin McCullough, some interesting thoughts as we get closer to our next final spotlight for the night. This has really bothered me because since last week, this has stayed in the back of my head in a way. You know how a pebble gets in your shoe and you can't get it out, and it's just irritating until you basically destroy the shoe and find it and rid yourself of. That's what this has been doing to me over the last week. Last Monday, just the night before New Hampshire, former President Trump brings up something in his speech. And as I said earlier in the show, he's very kind. He doesn't seem to be overly stressed this time. He's campaigning from such a chill place. I want to find out. He started taking yoga or something? I don't know. Anyway, he says, have you noticed that President Biden uses the Make America Great idea as a punching bag? And he does. MAGA extremist this and MAGA that. He can't say the word Make America Great Again without making a face, a distorted, out of proportion face. It's terrible. And it caused me to start thinking about not just the fact that it's true, but why is that? And not just in a political sense. It's not something that I care about just on the purpose of he's on the other side of where I am ideologically. And so I want to be winsome. I want people to like the ideas that I try to put forward, because I honestly think people that see it similar to me have great ideas. I genuinely believe that most people get up, go to work in the morning. They're not thinking about how can I put in all this time and effort so that I can pay for someone else's dinner and house and car and all the rest of it. I don't think that that's what they think of. I think they think, if I get up and go to work today, I want to work so that I make my family safe. I make my family secure. I make my family great. That as I put in this toil and labor, my goal is to make sure that my family is well off, that we're taken care of, that we have what we need. I think that's how the average worker approaches it. And I don't think that's bad, by the way. I actually think that's very morally good. But I was thinking about, other arenas, school teachers. Do we want our school teacher to approach teaching school that day for the kids? It doesn't matter if it's in public or private or a religious school, a homeschool. Do you want the person teaching your child to think anything other than, how can I help this child learn in a great way, in the best way? What's the best way I can help this child learn? When my mechanic takes my car to the garage, I don't want him to think, well, how can I just, barely put duct tape over this hose so that it kind of gets down the road a few more miles before it blows again. No, I want him to make my car great. I want him to take that old hose out and replace it with one that doesn't have any cracks or holes in it. I want it to be done great. In my relationships with people, I don't want to have superficial, hey, how you doing? Kind of relationships. I want to have great relationships. I want people that I learn to love and trust, to learn to love and trust me. And I want to have meaningful depth to the conversations that we have, to the activities that we do together, to maybe the way we're raising our kids, and can kibitz about, the trials of parenthood or whatever else. But I want it to be great. If I buy tickets to an NFL game to see the Cowboys play somebody, I don't want them to play mediocre. I want them to play great. And it is a normal thing, and it is a good thing, and it is a morally good thing for us to say, out of life, we want great expectations, that we want great teaching in our pulpits, and great singing from our artists, and great paintings from the people that do that. That if someone is going to ask us to pay money to go see a Broadway show, that it not just be, well, it's kind of relatively okay. No, we want it to be a great performance that night. And if we're asking that, follow me closely on this. If we're asking that of every element of society, from our actors, from our movie makers, from our sports teams, from our business associates, from our employees, from our marriage partners, from our kids, from the people that make our food at our favorite restaurants, pick any place in life that you spend money or energy and you actually take the time to think about why you do it, why you're there, why you go there to eat dinner instead of the place down the street. Is there not a single area of your life that you don't desire? You may not demand it. You may not have the ability to pay for it if it's above your pay range. There's lots of things I can't access that are great because I don't have the ability to. But the things that I do spend my money on, the places I do spend my time, the people that I interact with, my goal is always, I want it to be great. I want it to be great time spent together. I want the efforts and the goals of the teams I work on to have great success. This idea that you can say, make America great with some sort of turned up lip can only be said by people who are the enemies of the country. Because if you're not rooting for the country, if you're not rooting for the greatness of American excellence, if you don't want our Olympic team to win all the golds, if you don't want us to win every war that we engage in, if you don't want us to have the best economy and the most prosperity and the best chance for everyone in the culture to rise as far as they can go, if that's not your goal, you're not a good American. You're not a great American. You may not even be an American. So as I was thinking about this offense that it is to the current president, that people want America to be great, I can't help but think we need a great president, not somebody who looks at the country that he lives in with disdain.
Ready or not, we'll be right back.